I want to start because I have been warning of this colossal sandwich, excuse my French, swear jar, that Mitch and Nancy and Chuck, I put Bernie at the table too because it's not his fault, but he's not, he's not ranting about it like he should be, Bernie. Thank you for the graphic, Colin. This bill that they are agreeing to, that I believe is being voted on as we speak in the Senate, is a disaster. An absolute disaster. And I don't want to hear a goddamn thing about, oh, it's a down payment, Jordan. It's just a down payment. It's a down payment till St. Biden gets in, who, by the way, got the vaccine today. You got to love that all these politicians who give us absolutely nothing. This bill is a slap in the face if you are unemployed. This bill is a slap in the face if you have been unemployed for months. It's a slap on the face if you are now impoverished. It is a slap in the face if you have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of back pay due in rent. It is absurd. Yet these politicians, they get the vaccine first. Their salaries haven't been cut during coronavirus. They still have their health care, and they get the vaccine first. I guess you could say the president-elect, he's going to be the president. Maybe he should get it first. I don't like Biden, but I could deal with that. But why should the rest of Congress get it before you? If they're giving you a pittance, crumbs in relief, they should have the coronavirus. Let me just take you down memory lane, right? This was Nancy Pelosi, who, by the way, Nancy Pelosi just happens to be worth $121 million. I told Colin I want to start doing this. I want to start making a graphic of what each of these sociopath Neanderthals are worth. $120 million she's worth. That could buy you a lot of gourmet ice cream. Let's take a look down memory lane. Just what was she saying when $1.8 trillion was on the table before the election? When Wolf Blitzer must have had a lobotomy or something happened where Wolf Blitzer journalism was injected into his body just for a day. Remember this?
Many Americans are waiting in food lines for the first time in their lives. Can you look them in the eye, Madam Speaker, and explain why you don't want to accept the president's latest stimulus offer?
Well, because, thank you very much, Wolf, and I hope you'll ask the same question of the Republicans about why they don't really want to meet the needs of the American people. But let me say to those people, because all of my colleagues, we represent these people. I have for over 30 years represented my constituents. I know what their needs are. I listen to them, and their needs are not addressed in the president's proposal. So when you say to me, why don't you accept theirs? Why don't they accept ours? Our legislation is there to do three things primarily: to honor our workers, honor our heroes, our healthcare workers, our police and fire first responders, our teachers, our transportation, sanitation, food workers, the people who make our lives work. We couldn't be doing what we're doing without them. Many of them have risked their lives so that to save lives, and now they will lose their jobs because Mitch McConnell says let the states go bankrupt.
Excuse me for interrupting,
let the states go bankrupt.
Madam Speaker, but they really need the money right now, and even members of
I understand
your own,
that,
but even members of your own caucus. Even members of your own caucus, Madam Speaker, want to accept this deal. $1.8 trillion. Congressman Ro Khanna, for example. But let me just quote Ro Khanna, a man you know well. I assume you admire him. He's a Democrat. And he just said this. He said, people in need can't wait until February. $1.8 trillion is significant and more than twice the Obama stimulus. Make a deal. Put the ball in McConnell court. So what do you say to Ro Khanna?
What I say to you is, I don't know why you're always an apologist, and many of your colleagues apologists for the Republican position. Ro Khanna, that's nice, that isn't what we're going to do, and nobody's waiting till February.
Well, we know Wolf's invitation to the DNC Christmas party has been lost. Oh, how dare you, Wolf! How dare you, Wolf, challenge my authority! Queen Nancy! Oh, Ro, that's nice. Ro-Khanna, that's nice. Who's Ro-Khanna? So, to be clear, the Republicans don't deserve any credit here. They are just as culpable. They are the ones that looted the Treasury in March and April, insisting that multi-billion-dollar corporate conglomerates get trillions of dollars in free money that they didn't need. And, of course, Pelosi and the Democrats, they drove the getaway car. We remember. The Democrats agreed to the original sin of the CARES Act. Yes, $600 a week, good thing. 1,200-hour checks was decent. It allowed people to tread water during this COVID pandemic, but it also gave an unprecedented $4 trillion bag of free money to corporations that didn't need it. And the Democrats went along with it, as they always do, saying, well, we had no choice. With the only way we could get the good stuff, we have to give corporate welfare on steroids to the criminals. Because we live in the United Corporations of America, not a country. We live in the United Corporations of America, as you know. But before the election, remember, Pelosi was offered by Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, $1.8 trillion. She said, I'm not going to do it. We want $2.2 trillion. I think 1.8 and 2.2 are both inadequate. I think we need closer to 4 to 5 trillion. Pelosi was offered $1.8 trillion by Mnuchin and Trump. To be clear, that wasn't an official offer from McConnell, but if the President of the United States and his Treasury Secretary are offering it, I don't know. I'm pretty sure if you agree to it, you could then apply a ton of public pressure to Mitch McConnell and his turkey neck to get it done. And I don't know. Colin did this graphic for me. I failed math. Can somebody tell me, is 1.8 trillion more than 900 billion? Can somebody tell me? I need help. Is $1.8 trillion more than 900 billion? I'm not good with math. So right here, 1.8 trillion is what was offered, and that Pelosi wouldn't take it. Can't take yes for an answer. That would have been more unemployment a week. It would have been another round of checks. So let's see how Queen Pelosi reacted when she was challenged on this very point a couple weeks ago. Again, I don't know what's going on at CNN. They're now, I guess, with Trump out of the way, they could some kind of do journalism again. I'm not holding my breath. But she was asked a very simple question. I think this was 2 weeks ago. Why did you refuse 1.8 trillion, but now you're okay with half that?
To accept half of a loaf months ago when you said, I'm not going to accept half a loaf.
Look, I'm going to tell you something. Don't characterize what we did before as a mistake, as a preface to your question, if you want an answer. That was not a mistake. It was a decision, and it has taken us to a place where we can do the right thing without other, shall we say, considerations in the legislation that we don't want. So we're very pleased at where it is, and as I say, with a Democratic president committed to a scientific solution for this, with the idea that we will have a vaccine, it's a complete game changer from them.
Aha! So, to be clear, the difference is 1.8 trillion is actually double 900 billion. But if you change the mathematical equation where the 900 billion comes with the President-elect Biden, then 900 billion ends up being more than 1.8 trillion because we have a President Biden. That's Nancy Pelosi's math. Not my words, that's her words. Here, Walker Bragman clip this out. She says it even more explicitly, essentially saying, yeah, I blocked the 1.8 trillion because it was from Trump. And now that Biden's in, we'll just accept the sandwich of 900 billion.
Oh, okay, but what shifted, in your opinion, when the Problem Solvers Caucus had a much larger bill a few months ago? You did not like that piece of legislation. What has shifted now when they're on board with this piece that's come out of the Senate?
Perhaps you missed what I said earlier. Joe Biden committed to ending and crushing the virus and having a Build a Better America initiative, Build Back Better, a vaccine, answer to our prayers, an answer to our prayers of 95% effectiveness in terms of Pfizer and Moderna, and there may be others coming forward. That is a total game changer. A new president and a vaccine. So there's nothing to...
I mean, you can't really put it any more clearly than that. She's literally saying, we have a new president now, my team, and we have a vaccine now, so that's why it's good, folks. Trust me, it's good that we're accepting half of an already inadequate loaf. $1.8 trillion is a lot of money. I don't want to say it's not. $900 billion, also a lot of money. But when you have, I mean, look at this, folks. 1.4 million Americans just filed for unemployment claims last week. Highest level in weeks. Overall, 20.6 million Americans are on unemployment aid as we head into the holidays. That's just the people who have been successful in getting unemployment. There are a lot of people, you might be one of them watching, that need unemployment, have gone through the bureaucracy of trying to get unemployment and haven't been able to get it yet. So when you have those kind of numbers, you need a lot more than $1.8 trillion. You need a lot more than a $1,200 check. You need more than an eviction moratorium, because guess what? When that moratorium ends, you think the landlords, you think the real estate developers that have purchased Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell and Joe Biden, they're all purchasing our politicians, these greedy real estate developers. That's why we have something called gentrification. Do you think they're going to do a payment plan with you for you to pay back your $5,000 to $10,000 in back pay? You think that's going to happen? Yeah, just like the banks did a payment plan for all those people that they kicked them and their families out on the street during the financial crash and foreclosed on their homes, which, by the way, the Democratic president, Barack Obama, didn't do a damn thing about. So we have a ticking time bomb that is the eviction moratorium. Rent should have been canceled. Mortgages should have been canceled. And or the government should have just covered the payrolls for the landlords, for the small businesses, like they're doing in Europe. But no, we can't do things like Europe, because Europe is a series of countries, and we are one big multi-billion-dollar corporate conglomerate known as the United Corporations of America. Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com, where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.